Hello, everyone. I'm back. I'm back with you today to show you my latest creation, design team project for KS4U. And I decided to make a mixed media project, my very first, I might say. And I had a ton of fun making it. It was something completely different for me, but I love the way it turned out. And so I will have KS4U's information linked in the description box, along with other items that I used in this project in case it inspires you to create your own. So I'm going to go ahead and start off with the digitals because they are a main focus in my project. And so I used digitals by TaylorMade Journals. This image right here of the girl, which I fell in love with. As soon as I saw it, I knew I wanted to make something with it. I just didn't know what. So once I started planning that I wanted to create this, I said, okay, this picture right here would be beautiful alongside the KS4U products. So I included two digitals from TaylorMade Journals. I'm including the Hauntingly Gothic Vintage Photos, which she is a part of. She is in that digital. And Faded Memories. And that digital was used to create these tags along with some cutouts that I did on my die cut machine. I'm using this to point out, ladies and gentlemen, because, as you know, I like to get dirty with my hands, and they look like this. Oh my God, look at that. I'm still playing with inks and stuff even right before I begin to do this, but bear with me. Bear with the sight of my dirty hands. But anyways, aside from that, I used the TaylorMade Journals on as far as the digitals. I also dyed. I used inks and pigment powders to create on a watercolor, and then I die cutted those. And I'll explain those elements in just a second. I also use quite a bit of stencils. I'm sorry, not stencils, die cuts. And so these are some of the die cuts that I used. Let me see if I can zoom out. There we go. These are all Sizzix dies. And so this is what I used to cut the tags out of. You're going to see these elements all along the project itself. Okay, so let's start off with the base. On the base, oops, sorry, let me just tilt this a little bit because I see the ring. There we go. All right. On the base of this, I started off by priming it, and then I used my stencils, my Tim Holtz stencils, to and use some modeling paste to create texture on the base itself. Once I did that, I also used these paints here. I use these paints here on the base and the dry color palette for my project. And so it's this one here. Ooh. It's three of them. So it's Art Alchemy, Metallic Golden Moss. And then this one here, it's Golden Rush. And this one, Fairy Wings. So this is my color palette right there. And so I use that all on my base. Let me put it up close so you can see. You can see here all the texture from the stencils. And then you could see the different colors in the background. I also did use some crackle paste along the edges in some areas. But that is the base. All right. And so these molds, I don't know where I got them, but I had them. And so I decided to use them in this project. So this is a mold. The frame itself is a mold. This is also a mold. This little picture frame here is also a mold. I did use crackle paste on the inside of here. And this is a wood chip. This base right here, it's a little piece of a rectangle wood chip. And I just put some crackle paste on there and ink that up. So I used that, and then after I did that with the paint on the bottom, I went ahead and created my watercolor paper using these 3 stains from Tim Holtz: the Rustic Wilderness, Bundle Sage, and Mowed Lawn. So these 3, I use those 3 and this here. This is a Pearl FX pigment powder, and this one is copper. Look how gorgeous that is. So this one is copper, and those 4 items is what I use on this watercolor paper. The shininess that you see here is from that pigment powder. So all I did is I dipped the end of my my brush. I dipped the end of my brush and I in water and then into the powder, and then all I did was do this motion after I inked it. And so that's why you get that little bit of shine on there. And that pigment, let me tell you, that pigment is pigmented. Like, I was surprised. I was wonderfully surprised. I don't have to use all my product. But, so that is what I created in that watercolor paper. And then I did die cuts of that watercolor paper, which is here. This bird right here with the leaves is on that watercolor. This one here, this is a leaf. You can see the little holes right there. That's a leaf. And then here's another leaf on that watercolor paper as well. And I don't think I have another one. No. Okay. So that was on that watercolor paper. Now, back to the base. Here in the base, you see this metallic finish right here. What I used for that was the Sizzix foil, which is this here. And I embossed it with the script embossed folder. And that's what I got. You can see the script lightly there. And so that is what I got with that. Now, these tags that I made with the TaylorMade Journals kit, after I cut them out, I embossed them. I embossed them with this embossing folder, I'm sorry. So this is what those tags have embossed. And it is a Sizzix embossing folder, and it's this one. The texture fades, and then that's the number right there. So I did that to all of them. And then after I did that, I just went ahead and grabbed my ink pad and I slightly just brushed over it to create various tones within the tag. I didn't want to cover it completely, but I did want to make it cohesive in terms of the color to the colors that I was using. So this is one of the digital tags. This here is another one. And you can probably see it closer up here, the embossing. You're going to see it right here, here, and quite a bit down here. So all of you that know me know that I'm all about the texture. I have to have different types of textures. It's got to feel good in my hands. So I went ahead and included that. On the base, oh, and this is another tag right here. This rectangle right here is another big tag from the kit that I put behind her picture. Now, where was I? Okay. This here, of course, I wanted more texture. Can't have enough of the texture. This right here that you see is also, it is, I don't know how to explain it, but I bought it at Hobby Lobby. And it's this right here. It's like a mesh, but it's a little bit rough. And it had the perfect colors for my project. So I used this as well on the base. I used it here. I used it down here. And then here going up. And so that's what you see there. On her image, although I loved her image, I felt like I wanted to do more to focus on her face because she is just like dazing off, like dreaming or something, daydreaming or something. And so I wanted to really emphasize her face. So I grabbed this that I had just purchased this from Miss Debbie Ham, and it is guitar wire. It's rusted guitar wire. And I decided to just lay this over her face like that to help draw the eye in closer to her face. And so also, there are two other things that I used in this project to help highlight the die cuts and the flowers that are within this project and the base itself as well. So one of the items is this here. And it says it's antique ancient wax. And so this is what it looks like. It's a copper color. Beautiful. And I used this to go around my die cuts that I did with my watercolor paper. So this right here, all this edging right here that you see, and here, and I know you can see them in other places. Well, that's the idea. They are in the die cuts. I used them all along the edge, and I also used them here on this ruler. And I'll explain a little bit more about the ruler in just a second. There are metal bits in this project. The metal bits that I used that are rusted are metal bits that I rusted. And you see that here, this key right here, this is a key, except I hid the rest of the part under the photo. And then you have a washer up here. And you have another washer down here. And so coming along over here on the top, you can see here on the butterfly, it also has some of that wax. Gives it that shine, really beautiful. And so this is the half of the butterfly that you saw on that die cut. I also used some of this. It is the Art Alchemy Aged Brass. I also used some of that on this project. Okay, now to the good stuff. The moment why we're here. KS4U products. So the products that I use from KS4U here are all these flowers. All these flowers that turned out gorgeous. I used, these are the flowers that are in my project. I used brown. And I used these lovely shade of green. I fell in love with this green. I don't know why, but I did. So what I did with the flowers is that I grabbed some of my metallic paint, the Gold Rush, and I dipped my brush in it, and then I just flickered away, on all the flowers. What I also did is that I grabbed my distressed spray stain. I put some on my crafting board, and then I just dip my brush again, and I just painted in there. That's what I did. And they turned out beautiful. Look at that. I couldn't be happier with these flowers. They're the perfect size for my projects. They're not too big, not too small. They really help accent the overall project. I wanted it to be mysterious and romantic at the same time. And I think that the flowers does this for this piece. I also used these metal charms by KS4U, which is this one right here and this one right here. They are pink. What am I saying? They are silver. They are silver metal charms. And all I did is I grabbed my alcohol ink, the Dijon mustard, I believe it's called, and I just put some over it. That's all I did with those. And look at how beautiful they came out. So I did that. I also used, and this I love, guys, and I need to buy more. I said that in my other video. So I have this ruler here by KS4U. It is like an aged brass color. And in the back, it has these beautiful flowers. So you can use it either way. Beautiful roses. So I really wanted to incorporate this in my project. And I was like, well, where can I put it where it doesn't take away from the centerpiece, but yet it has its own space. And I decided to put it right up here. And so this is the ruler. And instead of putting a picture in the center, I put a Tim Holtz seal. It says, "For I am the dreamer, life is the dream." So that's what I put there. And it looks beautiful there. I love it. Love, love, love. This here is a wooden key that I had there. These are also stencils that I die cut. This one here is from the kit. This one here is from the watercolor paper. Now, the last item that I use from KS4U here is this gorgeous butterfly. I had to, you know me, I love butterflies. So I have to put one in. And I think she looks absolutely stunning where she's placed. Absolutely stunning. Very delicate. And she does have glitter on there. KS4U does have these butterflies in different sizes. And so they come like this. They come with a wire so you can, set it where you want with the wire. So all I did is I cut off this wire with the scissors because I wanted it to lay on this mold. I wanted to lay on there. And so that's what I did. But they do come in 2 different sizes. Or maybe 3, I don't know. But I bought 2 sizes, which is this large one. And this one here. Those are the 2 sizes I purchased. And let me tell you, the prices at KS4U are extremely reasonable. Like, extremely reasonable. And it's, in my opinion, very good quality of items. Especially their laces. They are so soft. But after I did all of these pieces and I put them all together, the last step that I did in my project was to cover her face with a little piece of paper. And I grab again my Gold Rush metallic paint and I just splattered all over it to bring the whole piece together. And so this is my project from KS4U. I just wanted to share this with you all and let you all know that even though some of these items are seen in a lot of more shabby chic style projects, they also are wonderful for mixed media or us grungy people, because you know I love my grunge. They are also wonderful for these types of projects with just a little bit of playing around with different mediums. You can get a totally different look. And so I just wanted to make sure that everybody saw how versatile any product can be. But in my case, today was my KS4U project, DT project. And so I will link all the information down below so that you all can check it out in case you all feel inspired to create your own mixed media project. This was my first, guys, and I will say I am going to give myself a pat on the back because I love the way it came out. And this moss that I included all around, oh my gosh, she's just like lost, daydreaming in the wilderness. She's mysterious but romantic at the same time. I can't get over it. All right, guys. Well, that is my design team project for KS4U. Thank you guys for watching and supporting me. I love you guys. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.